We are live. We are live. Welcome back, everyone, to day 33 of Vibe Coding an App Until I Make $1 Million. Now, in the last stream, where we left off in working on View Creator, where we were working on this agentic functionality. So we spent a lot of time working on the agent yesterday, where essentially what you're able to do is you're able to build a social media agent that allows you to build in multiple or multi-step flows. Let me get some music on here. That allows you to get multi-step flows going so that you're actually able to create social media content at scale. And we left off on this and we were really struggling with its cohesiveness as an agent as a whole. So for example, the problem that we have now is that we have essentially these steps that the agent has, step 1, step 2, and what's happening is that the steps are disconnected. Now, let me pull up a different, I'll show you guys, for example, this agentic functionality. We have one agent here that we have on this account where it's a food slideshow creator, and I can click run agent, and in this agent, I have one step where the purpose of it is to create a description that promotes our app meal vision and has nice keywords, describes the recipes of the food that is shown in each slide, follow the description that was created and create the respective content on theme, and then follow the description that was created and create the respective content on theme. So essentially what I want to happen is I want this agent to work together, but the problem that we're having is, let's run it, and I'll show you guys what happens, is that the functionality is not great. It skips over the step 1, and then step 2 and step 3 are just not great. So what I ended up doing yesterday off stream is that I actually started working on some other features, and this is going to be the main focus of today's stream, is that we're essentially going to put this agent functionality in beta, and we're going to move on to some features that I believe are going to be a little bit easier to build and actually have more demand in the market space, in the marketplace. So for example, let's go to YouTube here, and here we now have several tools related to YouTube, and in this stream we're actually going to be working towards building out some of these tools. And what made me decide to do this is because after looking at some of the demand in the market, what's interesting is that I really like our agent tool and our template tool, and I like the idea of them, but the truth is that at least I feel like we were building functionality that people aren't actually directly searching for. And to be able to market the product and to be able to be successful with this platform is that we're actually going to have to build platform tools that people are looking for. So for example, people are looking for YouTube thumbnail generators, and they're looking for YouTube video hook generators, and they're looking for YouTube title generators. So what I've decided is, instead of trying to build something that I think is a good idea, that I think is cool, and that I think is the future, which I do think that agents is going to be the future of content generation on social media, I also believe that if we want to be successful with this project, we have to take note of what is actually being asked for in the marketplace. Where is the demand? And what we're going to do is we're now looking at the demand in the marketplace, and we're actually going to be building the tools. So let's launch the YouTube thumbnail generator, and here's what it looks like. And now, just full disclosure, this is just UI for now. What we're going to be doing in this stream is we're actually going to be building out the functionality for these tools. And what I found is that, or at least how I think, is that I think the functionality to build for, let's say, for example, for a YouTube thumbnail generator, that's going to be significantly easier than building the agentic functionality, which definitely is a challenge. I think it's the future, and I don't want to give up on it. I still want to do it, but we're going to kind of pivot our focus away from the agent functionality, and we're going to pivot it towards something where we know that people are looking for it, and they're looking for it right now. So J35, how's it going? Georgievich, good morning. Georgievich asked, are you still using Codex? I plan to test it over the weekend. Yep, so get this. I actually used Codex to build all of this functionality yesterday. So everything that you see here, I do work off stream, obviously. So you guys notice that, this platform tools functionality is all new. I did release a video yesterday morning where I had some of the functionality, built out on that video, but I've taken it to really the next level. So for example, if you want to use View Creator for X, if you want to use it for Instagram, we're going to build platform specific tools. And you guys can, pause the stream and look at some of these tools that we're planning on building. But these are tools that people are actually looking for. So what we want to do is we want to, for example, Google Tools, Google SEO blog generator. There is high demand in the marketplace for that. And what we're going to do is we're actually going to build a suite of essentially AI content generation tools that you're going to be able to use View Creator for all these different purposes. So if you guys are just joining, make sure that you like the stream, make sure that you subscribe if you haven't already. And we're going to be going for about 4 hours today. So we're going to make a ton of progress on this stream. I'm excited. But let me do a couple things on my end to welcome everybody into the stream. J35 said the UI for the platform tools is looking clean. Thank you, J35. I think so too. All right, let me do a couple things on my end, and then we're going to get started. But yeah, guys, we've made just a ton of progress. And so as you guys saw yesterday, is that we actually did start using Codex. And I'm really, really starting to like Codex. I don't know where my VS Code is. I'm trying to get it. Where is it at? So here's Codex. And what's crazy is that yesterday, while I was working just basically off stream, I was doing a ton of things. And one of the things that I was doing was I was launching multiple Codex chats at once. And I actually found the UI much better than Cursor. I did find a couple different nuances where Cursor is better. For example, what I found is that Cursor was better in terms of getting, like I had this card that I was working on that was a component card, and Cursor was better at being able to look at UI and be able to replicate UI. Rob, good morning, how's it going? J35 said using Nano Banana and VO3 fast maybe. J35 said that he also thinks that allowing users to create custom agents should be future release. For now, maybe have pre-built agent tools like thumbnail generator, maybe a tool to take product URL and generate ad. Yep, so that's exactly what I'm thinking as well, is that we may have gotten ahead of ourselves with that Agentic tool because, for example, let's say that we had that tool, right, and we released it to the market. Well, people aren't necessarily looking for, if you go back to the SEO and think about the SEO, what are people looking for in this platform? Well, it usually has to do with these tools like YouTube thumbnail generator, YouTube title generator. So we're going to be working on that today. He said, hey, just hopped in. How's it going? Well, we just started, so we're just getting going for the day. But let's go over our terminal. So see if we can I launch VS Code. Oh man, need to add code to the path. In 1 second. Let's use ChatGPT and get that fixed. All right, so instant. Oh, also because Codex was so good, I actually bought the ChatGPT Pro plan yesterday. So we now have some better, higher usage limits for ChatGPT, some better models. So I think that's going to be helpful. But yeah, I only had the Pro plan for ChatGPT because we were using Cursor so much. So now I have Cursor Ultra and ChatGPT Pro, and really that's all thanks to you guys because I have this channel, I'm able to invest money into it. So I really appreciate your guys' support. Okay, so let's do fix the call. Okay, all right. So I'm not sure why is Visual. Oh, okay, here's Visual Studio Code. Okay. All right, so yep, here's Visual Studio Code. So what's great is that we can launch Codex. Oh, I guess I don't have Codex yet on Visual Studio Code. Let me get that real quick. So Codex get started. So all you have to do to get Codex, and this was a couple subscribers helped me out with this. Let's see here, where is it? I know it's somewhere. Try Codex. Nope. Is it here? Yeah. So just get started, and then you can download it on VS Code, Cursor, Windsurf, VS Code Marketplace, or Codex Web. I think those are links here. But I'm going to do VS Code and open it up. Install. So yeah, so the focus of today's stream is mainly going to be on building out some of these tools. Last stream we really got stuck on that functionality. Okay, try, yes. Okay. Yeah, we got stuck on that agentic functionality, and just, sometimes when you hit an obstacle, you need to think, hey, I can't let this obstacle discourage me. I have to think through why I'm hitting this and what the best path forward is. And really what I felt like the answer to that question is that, hey, it's in these platform tools was the idea that I had. Because, hey, we know what people are searching for on Google. We have the SEO data. We know what tools people are looking for. So based on that data, let's bring the tools that people are actually asking for into the marketplace. So that's where the idea came from. So we're going to be focused in on these tools today. So the first one that I want to start working on is the YouTube thumbnail generator. That's where we left off in the video yesterday that I released, because we really were working on that UI. But I was working on it off stream, and then here is what I ended up doing. One thing that I want to fix real quick is let's get this icon here. I don't know why that's so shrunk and tiny. So let's use Codex for this. All right. So I'm going to say, take a look at the button that is being used to expand and collapse the sidebar in the app layout. This icon needs to be changed, and it also needs to be made bigger, as users can hardly tell or see what this button is even for right now. So use a different icon and also make it much larger. All right. So something also, we were using a lot of GPT-5 Codex High in the last stream, and what I discovered is that GPT-5 Codex Low is much faster, and it's smart enough to be able to get us where we need. So for a feature like this that's very simple, all we need is GPT-5 Codex Low. So I'm not going to use High because there's no reason to use High. Okay, so we're going to use Codex mainly today, unless we have a reason to use Cursor. All right, let's just cancel out of this. All right. If you guys are just tuning in, make sure that you like and subscribe. We're going to be going for about 4 hours today, and we're working on a lot of platform-specific tools today. So we've got these platform tools, and instead of going this direction of agents and templates, I think the best way that we're going to be able to market this is if we're able to easily do demos, and if the features are easy to understand. So let's say that there's a need in the marketplace for, a YouTube title generator. Well, let's just build that tool. It'll be very simple to build, and then let's be able to demo it and make the marketing very easy. So here's the new icon. I actually want to make it smaller. Can you make the circular div that is fixed in the sidebar 50% smaller? Right now it is too large. So you guys can see that there, that was able to do that in inside of a minute, and that's because we're using the GPT-5 Codex Low. So much better in my opinion. Emil G asked, where are you hosting your Postgres when launching? I'm a big AWS fan, so it's going to be an RDS. Emil G said, and how? What do you mean? How am I going to... Definitely, cloud infrastructure is a whole different beast, and it's something that I can't show on stream because, hey, I can't show you guys essentially, all the behind the scenes of sensitive network infrastructure, because if I reveal some of the IP addresses and whatnot that are being used for the application, I'm just going to get absolutely hammered, I feel like. So I don't show cloud infrastructure on stream just because that's not a wise thing to show on stream. But with that being said, I can talk about it. I got really, really good at cloud infrastructure when working at Bright Choice. So you guys can ask me any questions that you want, and I'm happy to help. All right, so that actually messed up our... Yeah, it did not make it. So let's undo this. Failed to revert. Come on. So one way that Cursor does beat out Codex right now is that Cursor is very, very reliable with its undos and reverts, and Codex is not right now. Please try that again. You totally messed up the styling of it. I wanted you to give it the same styling. All I wanted you to do was just shrink it by 50%. Not the height or the width in particular, but both. Please look at this code and please revert it back to that. Just make it 50% the size. So if I'm just gonna copy and paste this in. So yeah, so that's one issue, that's one drawback. MLG asks, so just if you use a platform for the DB and backend, what do you mean? Yeah, I don't use like a platform. I use AWS and I use a lot of CloudFormation. And what's nice with CloudFormation is that, for example, you know, that you have the AWS console, obviously, which is, you know, the user interface for being able to handle all your networking. But the thing is that when you use CloudFormation, that's where you're actually able to use, if you want to vibe code your network, then hey, you can use CloudFormation and you can actually deploy your network infrastructure while vibe coding. And man, this is, see, I don't. This is one drawback for sure of Codex, is that you can't easily revert. What if I go to that actual file? Let's pull it up. Can I do like a revert in here? Can I do Control Z? No, I can't. Please try that again. Please take a look at the screenshot and notice that it is just a white div now with no icon. Please fix that. I'm gonna try to fix this. Tralala asks, can you show us the YouTube thumbnail generator? Yeah, so here's the UI of it. We were working a little bit on this in the video that I released yesterday. But what I ended up doing yesterday off stream is I worked on the user interface a lot, and I also worked on a couple other things behind the scenes that, you know, for example, when I'm streaming, I usually work on things that I'm able to show on stream and able to share with you guys. And then off stream, I'm working on stuff that, you know, that is a little bit more like management related, that you know, some of the ideas that I'm trying to envision and build out. So what I ended up doing is I ended up taking us in a little bit of a different direction. So last stream we were working on these agents and the templates, and that's really what the main focus up to this point of the project has been. But what I decided is really what the demand in the marketplace is for these platform specific tools. So let's say that you have an Instagram and you have a YouTube. What is going on? So this is one area where I feel, so Mythic asked, how are you liking Codex? Dale Music, what's up? How's it going? But yeah, Mythic asked, how are you liking Codex? So one problem with Codex is it's not easy to undo. So you can see I tried to undo and it just said failed to revert changes. So I'm sure it's a bug. I'm sure they'll fix it in the coming days. But definitely something to note is that it's much easier to revert in Cursor. And now it just seems like it's not, you know, I'm trying to refresh, it's not. So a little bit frustrating, but that's all right. Let's go over to Cursor and see if Cursor can get this fixed. And we'll kind of test it out. So let's go over here and let's use, obviously, you know, Cursor is nice because you can also switch models. So let's try, you know, Claude 4 Sonnet here. And let's just do a screenshot here. And then let's do app layout. Please update the button to collapse and expand the sidebar. Please make sure that the icon is visible and also make sure that it is a perfect circular div. Right now, it's basically just a white blob. All right. Let's see here. Emil said, I'm just hosting one of my engineering AI calculators backend on Render and just curious which solution is best. Yeah, so, you know, that's a good question. There's definitely a lot of different ways to host infrastructure whenever you're launching products. I use AWS because a lot of the tools that I launch, I actually have it's an enterprise. It's in kind of an enterprise approach. Okay, so you guys can see that, hey, that's one reason to keep both Codex and Cursor, is that Codex was not able to get this, so I just switched over to Cursor, and I used Claude for Sonnet Max, and it was able to get it in one shot. So that's nice. Prasan said you can revert using Git on the left, Git icon showing 1. So I could have done that, but the problem is that I had already made a change. So if I clicked revert, it would revert all the changes. And I had an update that I actually liked before this one. So this first update that Codex gave me was this one here. This one was actually pretty good. And then what I did is I just said, can you make the circular div that is fixed in the sidebar 50% smaller? Right now it's too large. So I just wanted it to shrink. And what it ended up doing is it kind of just messed up the functionality. And then I was unable to undo that. So that was the problem that I had with Codex, but that's all right. Tralala said, is the thumbnail generator already functioning? So it's not. That's going to be our first focus today, is we need to think through, hey, how do we get this thumbnail functionality? How do we want to set this up in the database? And what is the best way to do this? So we already have everything that we need hooked up for image generation. The problem and the thing that we need to think through is credits, how the credits are going to work for the thumbnail generation, as well as, hey, how do we actually want to store this? So for example, I want users to be able to store this information. It should be stored in the database so that they actually have a history. So you can see here, just in this UI that we created, this would be one generation here, and then this would be another generation below. So that needs to be actually configured with the database so that when I make a request, that request is essentially a job, that it's stored, that I have a history. So let's take a look at the database entities and actually think through how we're going to do this. So I'm going to open up the entities, and what you guys can see here is that we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 entities. And what we need to think through is that we need to think through, hey, how are we going to structure this? Because we have all these different platform tools, and all of these different platform tools essentially need to store information. So, are we going to set up an entity that is like literally just called YouTube thumbnail generator or YouTube thumbnail generator run? Because if we have a database table for every tool, we are going to have a lot of tables in our database, which is okay, but definitely something to think about. What do you guys think about how we should approach this? Mythic said, when it comes to using max models, are they better than the normal models? What's the difference? Does it use more resources or something? Yeah, so the max models are going to use more context, so it's going to actually do a lot more. I would recommend using the max models if you have like a good plan. It is more expensive and it does use more of your plan up, but I use it because I'm not super worried about cost and I have the ultra plan. Zahi said, try using medium to high Codex. Yeah, I will. Elliot said that max and Cursor increases the context. Yeah, it does. If you guys are just tuning in, you haven't already liked and subscribed, make sure you do so. Let's start working on this thumbnail generator. I think that the best way to do it is that for each tool in the database, we should just have essentially a job. So, man. So we could do this where we have essentially like a singular tools table, and then the tools could have an enum of which tool it is, and then there could be some sort of JSON B column that has the structured output or information of that tool. But that isn't super scalable, because whenever you have JSON, like a JSON B column, it's really going to make things more complex. So there's nothing wrong with having more tables in the database. But yeah, I mean, Dan said that adding please or can you, will you, can slightly augment the output and is also unnecessary token use. I made the shift from asking to telling in ESP with dictation. That helps. That's really good good advice. Yeah, I think I just say please out of like habit or something. Maybe I should stop. Okay, so let's just create, I think we're gonna do for every tool that we have, what we'll do is we'll just do like a YouTube thumbnail generator job is what we'll call it. because here we have template and then we have template job. Now, the thing with templates is users can actually create their own templates. So that's a little bit different because, you know, users create a template. So there's one table there, which has an ID, prompt, images created at, and then you have the template job. And I think the approach that I want to take for some of our tools is I want them all to have essentially the name of the tool and then the job. And we'll have to think through the structure of that entity and what we want to do. But let's just do that for now. So let's actually start a different conversation, a fresh one. And let's switch to GPT-5 Codex Medium. And let's kind of just tell it that. I want you to help me to create a new entity in my database and in the API respectively. Create a new entity called YouTube Thumbnail Generator Job. What this entity should be used for is it should be used to store the structured output from running the YouTube thumbnail generator. So for example, if you take a look at the front end page here, and let's pass in this. Oh, oops. All right, that's one reason I like Whisperflow is that prompt is stored right here. Copy transcript. Literally have a history of everything that I have said. It's nice. Okay, I'll switch to full agent access. All right, so I'm gonna drop here. As you can see, users submit a prompt, and what then happens is 3 thumbnails are generated from that prompt. I need you to create a new YouTube thumbnail generator job so that we can then integrate with this table in the API so that results from running this functionality are actually stored in the database and users can recall this job. For example, it should be timestamped. It should have a JSON-B column that has the URLs of the images that were generated. You need to integrate with the S3 bucket that you see in the project. Take a look at how the S3 bucket can be integrated with and build out the entity, and then assist me in building out the new YouTube thumbnail generator module. This module in the API should contain all logic associated with thumbnail generation. It should integrate with the FAL AI service, and you should use the Nano Banana model, and you should give it a really good system prompt for specifically generating thumbnails. One thing to remember is that YouTube thumbnails have a best practice aspect ratio, which is 16:9, which is very important. So build all of this functionality into the API and into the database repositories respectively. All right. All right, so this will just be the first iteration. I think that prompt will get us started. All right, let's send that off. Okay. All right, I'm going to read chat. All right, so Dale Music said, what database are you using for the SaaS that you're developing? So we're using Postgres. I'm a big Postgres fan because essentially what Postgres allows you to do is it forces you to be a little bit more structured in how you go about creating, your database. It's not MongoDB where you can have documents in a specific collection that are different. I like the structure of SQL databases. When I was working at Bright Choice and building out the initial MVP, we actually started with MongoDB, and we ended up transitioning to Postgres because we wanted it to be a scalable enterprise solution. So we ended up changing it. Emil said, thank you for your answer. I will look more into AWS perhaps, maybe make a dynamic credit purchase meaning categories every thumbnail tool and define how many credits it should cost. That's my solution. Yeah, I think in the API, we'll just have a service that bills based on how many images it generates. I think, for example, every image costs like 10 or maybe 5 credits. 5 credits to generate an image. So every time that you run this thumbnail generator, it'll cost 15 credits. Thanks, Dan. Thanks, J35. Yeah, if you guys haven't already liked and subscribed, make sure you do so. Yeah, we're actually, let's see here. I think we're getting close to 2,600 subs. Yeah, look at this, guys. We are 2 subscribers away from 2,600. Channel has been blowing up lately. Crazy. Look at that. That's what you like to see. Crazy. But yeah, about to hit 2,600. Let's hit it, guys. Okay. So while that's running, you know, we'll see how that works out. Something that we also need to do, guys, is we have this S3 bucket in our AWS infrastructure. And something that's going to be a potential issue is that when we were initially building this MVP, we kind of just opened up that S3 bucket and made it public. And what we need to do is we actually need to think through how we're gonna put better permissions and security on this S3 bucket, especially if it's being used by, you know, multiple different services. So right now it's just totally open. It's complete, you know, it doesn't have a great security. So what we need to do is we need to actually add in security to this S3 bucket that we have. So let me log into AWS here on my end. I have another monitor, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna think through, hey, what do we need to do to actually secure this S3 bucket? So let's open up another Codex tool, and let's do a new chat, and I'm actually going to do GPT-5 Codex High. Take a look at the API, the View Creator API, and please do an in-depth analysis of the S3 bucket. Particularly, I want to look at which services are currently using it, how it's used, as well as thinking through what we will need to do to make this bucket actually secure. Because right now, take a look at the screenshots, you'll notice that the security on the bucket isn't great. I've made it a completely public bucket, but since we're gonna be using this bucket as the main S3 bucket for storing important things like images, PDF documents, videos, you know, it's becoming a very, very important S3 bucket, and I want the security of it to use best practices. So take a look at the current structure and implementation in the project, and then take a look at the screenshots to see how it's currently configured, and help me think through what steps we're going to need to take to actually make this set up correctly with security best practices that will make it scalable. All right, also, we're probably going to have to put a CloudFront distribution on this S3 bucket. Dale Music said that he uses Superbase, but recently he tried using Convex, and he's had a good experience so far. It's a good option for vibe coders. You can check it out. I've not used Convex. Awaken Without Coffee says that the way that he does it in his SaaS is 1 credit per generation and 2 credits for higher resolution. Have you tried the latest Seedream 4 model? I replaced Nano Banana with it. Let's look that up. Seedream 4. Seedream 4. So that's the great thing about FAL AI, is that we actually have access to all these models. So let's see. So this one costs 3 cents an image, so about a little bit less than Nano Banana. All right, so I'm gonna drop in some screenshots from AWS with the configuration of this bucket. There's a ton of information here. it's really just doing a lot of analysis right now. I'm using GPT-5 Codex High with full access just to do essentially a breakdown. Let's do chat or plan on this one because we don't want to actually update any code. But we'll let that run, and we really want to come up with a good plan for that. All right, this has now been running for 7 minutes. Let's see here. Okay. If you guys are watching and haven't already liked and subscribed, make sure you do so. Let's do a check on the sub count. We are 1 subscriber away from 2,600. I bet there's one person in the stream that hasn't subscribed yet. If that's you, you'll be our 2,600th subscriber. I'll leave this up here so you guys can see when we hit it. Okay, Emil G said, would you sometimes show or have you showed how you start and arrange your projects? I see you have folders with API, database, etc. Yeah, I can break that down. Looks like people on stream are clowning me now. I gotta hide the subscriber count. Everybody's gonna unsub. Okay, so Emil, to answer your question, yeah, I can do that sometime. Rob said, Ursa, IAM roles for service accounts you can use. Okay. Let's see here. Okay, so here's our entity for the YouTube thumbnail generator. Let's go back over here. So for the YouTube thumbnail generator, let's take a look at the entity that creates. So it's got an ID. It's got the user ID, so a foreign key back to the user. So that's good. The prompt that was used for the job, the system prompt that was used for the job, the model, it's going to default to Nano Banana. The status, which is an enum. So let's check out enums and see what enum it created. Looks like it. YouTube thumbnail job status. So queued, running, succeeded, failed, canceled. Aspect ratio, the default is 16:9. Thumbnails is JSON-B. File response options, error message, credits used, started at, finished at. Okay. That's pretty good. Yeah. I mean, that's all right. I think that'll work for now, at least for MVP. Let's see what this Cursor chat is saying, or I guess Codex chat. So it's still doing thinking. So this here, you know, the UI of Codex is very impressive. You guys can see that. I mean, yeah, I have really been enjoying it, that's for sure. All right. All right, let's check out our API. So you can see we are duplicating code, but we're doing that because sometimes managing a private NPM registry makes it really slows development down. So I learned from experience that sometimes it's better to actually just have your entities in your enums, just duplicate them instead of having a private NPM registry that you have to manage, because it slows you down in the initial stage. So Moonport Media said that it doesn't have any reverts though, like Cursor does, so you have to use it with GitHub. Yeah, that's definitely a drawback of Codex right now, is that it doesn't have the revert functionality. But I made this point in the YouTube video that I released yesterday, and the point that I made was that, you know, OpenAI has so many resources that you know that feature is coming soon. I don't know why they haven't already released it. They do have an undo feature, but, you know, earlier in this stream, we were trying to undo something and it failed, which is interesting. But I'm sure that we're going to have that feature coming soon. I would be surprised if OpenAI didn't release that. Moonport Media said, do you have some kind of TXT in your project for context for a new chat, especially with a larger app like yours? How do you help it know what it's even doing? So, you know, what I've realized is that, yes, that is probably a great idea, and we should do that. Maybe we can do it in this stream. You know, something to note is that, you know, before it builds, it's already gathering context. So, you know, I found that it works pretty good even without a TXT file. Jose, I think it's just a bug that they have for the undo feature. I think it's just a bug. I'm sure they'll fix it in the coming days. All right, guys, check it out. Let's go. Thank you, guys. Thank you for all the support. If you haven't already liked and subscribed, make sure you do so. We just hit 2,600 subs on YouTube. Amazing. All right, so here's the module that it's creating. Looking good. I'm gonna use the bathroom real quick, guys. I'll be right back. If you haven't already liked and subscribed, make sure you do so. I'll be right back. Keep an eye on the code for me, guys. All right, we're back. Definitely taking long, to be honest. All right, here's the service. So it's using foul nano banana, aspect ratio 16:9. Just hits every point that we were trying to make. Amazing. Moonport Media said to not sleep on Claude Sonnet 1M thinking. Yeah, that's a good model. All right, we're gonna have to run the migrations here, so let's do that. Let's open up the terminal. Let's make sure, it may have already created them. So it did create a migration, but I actually don't like it when it creates the migration itself. I like to do that myself, just to make sure. All right, just ran migrations. So now if we pull up PG admin and refresh our tables, show you guys, what you guys are gonna see is that we have a new YouTube thumbnail generator job table. Here's what it looks like. So we've got the user ID, prompt, system prompt, model, status, aspect ratio, thumbnail, file response, options, error message, credits used, started at, finished at, created at, updated at. So pretty basic functionality there. But we should be able to get to testing this feature. What's nice is, you know, we already have everything that we need hooked up with FAL. FAL AI is what we use. So if we want users to be able to change the model that they're using, or, you know, it's really nice to be able to do that. Doom, I already have a couple chats running right now. All right. So this is an important thing to note, is that we definitely do need to focus in on updating the S3 bucket policy so that we lock that down. Right now it's a little bit open. So we're gonna have to take a look at our keys and switch things up to make sure that it's looking good. But we'll revisit that. I may do that off stream just because it's one of those sensitive issues, you know. All right, almost done here with this thumbnail generator, because then what we're gonna do is we're gonna make it so that it actually generates all the thumbnails. Rob asked, did you get a workout in this morning, this AM? Yeah, so as you guys know, I'm pretty serious about fitness. And lately I've had so much going on with, you know, all the software development and the basically the channel blowing up that I've been really busy, but I work out about 3 hours a day still. So I did not work out this morning. I spent this morning doing some reading, playing some chess, writing a bit, and studying. And then I worked. I programmed for a bit, about an hour. I do wake up at 5 a.m., so my mornings are I usually have a lot going on. So when you wake up at 5 a.m., you know, the way I look at it is that, you know, waking up, let's say at like 7 a.m. is considered early, right? Like I remember when I was a freshman in college and people would be like, oh, I have a 7:30 a.m. class, and 7:30 a.m. classes are referred to as like, people are like, oh, you have a 7:30, that's so early, you know? And the college mindset is that like 7:30 a.m. is early. And I just got to the point where I realized that, hey, if you really want to get somewhere in life and you want to accomplish your dreams, you want to have a vision and actually achieve it, you really need to discipline yourself. And part of disciplining yourself is waking up early. So I wake up at 5 a.m. every morning. And actually my schedule, my routine right now is that I wake up in the morning, I do some work, and I just get everything that I can done, or at least a lot of things done in the morning, so that, let's say, even if my day ended right now, which it's only 10:48 a.m. my time, I would have had a successful day. I've been up for 5 hours and 48 minutes, and I've done a ton of stuff today. And, you know, you can't say that a lot of the time if you know, some people just woke up like 2 hours ago. But basically my point with that, to answer your question, Rob, is after I finish streaming around like, I'll probably be done around like 2 p.m. today. We're gonna go for like 3 hours and 10 more minutes. That's when I'm gonna bike 20 miles. I'm gonna get on the bike. I'm gonna bike 20 miles. And then after that, I'm gonna go to the gym and I'm gonna lift weights for about 45 minutes to an hour. And then after that, I'm going to be swimming in the pool, so then I get in the pool. So we're gonna be grinding today, guys. We're not gonna stop. And then once I'm done working out, I come back and I work on software. And I do most of the stuff off stream. But yeah, so that's my routine. MC Naveen said, how do you deal with burnout? So honestly, I love what I'm doing so much right now that I like can't wait to wake up and just like do it. You know, like I'm enjoying this. I'm enjoying what I'm doing now. I love working out. I love reading. I love waking up and making progress in my life, because, you know, life is like a video game, and it's the ultimate video game. Like, you play a video game and you literally level up your character, right? Like, you're like, all right, I'm playing GTA, and I start out and I'm like down here, and I don't play any video games. I used to play like Fortnite back in high school and stuff when I was a kid, but I don't play any video games. And I just am solely focused right now on this mission. It's day 33, and we are going to, you know, once we release View Creator, the revenue that you guys see right now, you know, we've only made $51.19, but trust me, guys, I have a plan, and I am sticking to this plan, and I am incredibly determined, and I'm not going to give up until I accomplish my goal. So with that being said, you know, I think that to answer your question of, you know, what do you do with burnout, is you deal with burnout by finding the things in life that you truly enjoy and waking up every day and pursuing them vigorously. And when you do that, you get to a point where you actually make progress, and the progress is incredibly exciting. I'm excited to get up every day and work because I'm making so much progress that, you know, it's just incredibly exciting to be able to wake up and make more progress. Let's see here. Okay, so YouTube thumbnail tool, this isn't hooked up yet. We're gonna have to integrate this into the API. But let me check out the chat. MC Naveen said, when do you go to sleep? I go to sleep around 10. So right now I average about 7 hours of sleep a night. I do believe that sleep is important, especially with, I do work out and train a lot. So I do believe that, you know, getting about 7 hours of sleep is important. Rob said, hell yeah, brother. Let's go. J35 said that he thought waking up at 11 a.m. was early. I love working at night though. Yeah, working at night, I used to be a big nighttime worker, but you know, I think the mornings are where it's at. You know, you're up grinding before anybody else is awake, and then by the time that you know, the middle of the day comes around, like I said, you know, I've already had a day, I've already been productive. If my day ended now, I would feel great about it, you know. All right, so I wonder. It is slow. Medium is pretty slow. If you guys are watching and haven't already liked and subscribed, make sure you do so. All right, something I don't like is I've got to lock in a little bit here, guys. Take a look at the styling of the dashboard page. Currently, the styling of the dashboard page doesn't really fit with the overall look of the rest of the dashboard. I need you to take a look at the styling and theme of the rest of the dashboard and update the dashboard page to be more simple, more compact. Remove like the marketing. It says daily momentum, remove that. The dashboard should really be the user's hub for managing everything that they're doing. So make it more simple, more compact, and actually match the theme. All right, and I like using Codex Low. It's just way faster. Kel said that he loves the UI, thank you. Dale Music said that it's already 11 p.m. where he's from. He usually takes his rest from about 12 a.m., then continue his projects at 8 a.m. Building your dream app is currently like a dream, had so much progress because of AI tools. Yeah, I mean, you know, if you look back even a year, you couldn't even do what we're doing now a year ago because all of the agentic functionality inside of code bases didn't even exist. Agentic functionality inside of code bases wasn't even really a thing. And now it is. So it's pretty cool to watch all the progress, and I'm excited to be a part of it. Guys, I don't know how I feel about Codex when, like, for example, this prompt took 25 minutes. You know, I don't like that. I feel like if we used Cursor, it actually would have been better on that. It would have done it a lot faster. All right. Doom said that for doing large features, it's best to have it plan out a plan and spec into multiple phases, files with high, then work on the plan with medium. You get a better quality output, and it takes time, but it's way better, yeah. Okay, so it finally finished, and I do believe that this is going to work, but the problem is that it finished with just the back end. So now we actually need to take a look at the generator. So let's use Doom's recommendation. So let's have it spec out with high, and we'll have it, oh shoot, we were using, all right, hold on. Take a look now at the front end user interface for the YouTube thumbnail generator. As you can see, currently it's just using placeholder UI, but we now need to actually integrate the functionality into the front end. So take a look at this page, and then take a look at the services and the Redux store. And I then need you to integrate the correct updates into the front end to add in the new API functionality into the front end and integrate the services and the functionality into this page. Essentially what I want is on this page for the user's past jobs for the YouTube thumbnail generator job to actually render in, and then allow them to create a new job. And then the new job, as it's loading in and it's working, it should essentially show kind of like a skeleton loader until it finishes and shows. So think deeply about how we can integrate this. So we're gonna take Doom's advice here, and we're going to chat or plan first. So we're gonna do this, we're gonna come back to this, and we're gonna work on another feature. So note that we're working on this here, and it's planning out using GPT-5 Codex High. And then over here, the problem here is that we actually had it in chat mode, so we're gonna have to switch to the agent mode. Approve once, approve this session. What's this doing? I'll just approve this session. Okay, dashboard page. Okay. So something interesting to note is that even if you are in chat or plan mode, it will give you edits. Okay, so it requires approval to make edits and run commands. Okay, so if you're in chat or plan mode, it still has the capabilities of writing code and making the edits, but it does require your approval. Whereas if you're in agent mode, let's see what that says. So agent, it said reads files, makes edits, and runs commands in the workspace. And then here, what's the difference? Same as agent, but can access the internet and edit files outside the workspace. Okay, let's do that. I still do not like the styling that it's giving me. Okay. If you guys are watching and haven't already liked and subscribed, make sure you do so. Let's see here. Let's do a little quick sub check. We are at 2,603 subs, so if you haven't already subscribed, make sure you do so. MC Naveen said that, he said, to be honest, your consistency is good. You're live every day. MC Naveen said, maybe my sleep sucks. I mean, the only thing that's stopping you from reaching your vision is yourself. You know, it's like, hey, at the end of the day, you are in full control over your own life. Nobody else is going to do it for you. Not even the people that you think care about you. You know, it's like, hey, you can have somebody that really cares about you, whether that's a spouse or a girlfriend, boyfriend, your parents, your siblings. And at the end of the day, the only person that can help you is yourself. You're gonna have to do these things yourself. So you can listen to people that can give you wise advice, but at the end of the day, you know, I feel like deep down, everybody knows what's stopping them from truly achieving what they want to achieve. So, you know, if you say, hey, my sleep sucks, I can't accomplish what I want to accomplish, hey, that is 100% on you. And you need to, the first thing you need to do is you need to take responsibility for it. And, you know, you just need to stop making excuses and to start actually implementing the actions that you know that you want to implement that you think are holding you back from where you want to go in life. And then what's interesting is that as you build that up, as you continue to do that, instead of it being like something like, oh, you know, I've been waking up at 5 a.m. every morning, I'm exhausted, and, you know, this is terrible. It actually has the opposite effect. It motivates you more. It makes you want to continue on the path that you're going down, especially if you make progress. And that's what I'm all about. So let's check out this plan, see if it's making a plan. Okay. Yeah, happy to help you guys out. We're all in this together, you know. All right. Let's prove this. I do not like the dashboard page. I feel like, you know, Codex is all right, but to be honest, I'm like really not happy with what it's doing. So let's go over to Cursor and drop Cursor in here, and let's have Cursor take a look at the dashboard page. Take a look at the dashboard page currently, and what I need you to do is I need you to significantly improve the styling of the dashboard page. Right now, it looks terrible. It's just really bad, to be honest. So you need to take a look at it and think through how we can make this more compact, more useful to the user, and be more of a comprehensive dashboard page that's going to be useful to the end user instead of like a big glob of overlapping and overflowing content that's really hard to read and is too much information all at once. So think about and plan a layout that would be super modern and professional, and then implement that layout. So we're going to use Claude for Sonnet for this, non-thinking. Sometimes the non-thinking models are actually better than the thinking models. All right. Awaken Without Coffee said that you can either stay in misery together or live your best life and elevate others. Yeah, I totally agree. Hart said, good tips. You're an inspiration. Thank you, Hart. Kel said, great advice. Rob said, smart to beta the agentic stuff because it won't have 100% success, yet the model's not intelligent enough. Yeah. J35 said, I vouch for this guy. I always see him up on X around 5 a.m. Yeah. Yeah, man. All right, so let's see how Claude does on that. And then let's go back over here and see if this has made any more progress here. So if you guys remember, we're implementing the functionality for the YouTube thumbnail generator component, that tool. Something that I also want to do is let's actually launch the website. And something that I was working on is yesterday I was actually working on the front end UI for the website and just adding some more content and context here. We still have a ways to go before we're ready to launch, but I was just kind of laying out a little bit of a vision for how I want it to end up looking. We still have some work to do, but something that I created, which I thought was pretty cool, was on this page, it used to be called products, but I actually changed it to be called tools. And then I created this, if we go into the UI here, down here, and we go to SRC, and then we pull up, where is it? So SRC, and then it's in a constants directory here. I actually made a platform tools file. And what this platform tools file does is it actually holds all the tools that we have. So what's really cool is that we can then create this this slideshow so that when people come onto the site that they actually see all the tools that are coming or that are released. So I think it's going to allow people to see, hey, you know, what can I use View Creator for? And then they're going to be able to see all the tools that they can use on View Creator. So I think it's a good idea, good marketing, good for SEO. Bimmer said question. Oh, Bimmer just deleted his question. Jose said, bro, felt really good reading the comments after that. Amazing advice. Yeah, I did. Yeah. Zuhaib said, what's good? Zuhaib, good to see you. Zuhaib was one of the first people actually on day one, I think. Zuhaib's been here since day one. All right, let's see if that dashboard is looking better. Oh yeah, okay, that's definitely better. That's definitely better. Definitely better. We have to fix a little bit of this margin and spacing, but that's much better. I feel like Claude is so much better at styling. Great, I really like what you did. The only thing that you missed was that it needs to be even more compact, and also the margin and spacing in between sections is not very good, so please improve that. Look at the screenshot and evaluate, and then update accordingly. All right, drop that in. Doom said the reason why the UI doesn't look good is because it's not responsive. You need to make it be responsive. Yeah, I think it was more so what I wasn't liking about the UI was that it had that big, it had like a bunch of like content on it. And it's not necessarily about it being mobile first. I mean, if you like look at this, it actually is pretty responsive. Like let's open up F12 and actually throw it in like mobile view. It's pretty responsive. So this is on an iPhone XR. This is what it would look like. We need to fix stuff like this where it's overflowing. But for the most part, I mean, it's not bad, you know. Zuhaib said that View Creator's looking good. Thanks, Zuhaib. Appreciate it. He said that he's made so much progress. Thank you. I think I have too. I think, yeah, I mean, I think that the vision is to launch sometime near the end of September, maybe early October. But, you know, we have these platform tools that I think are going to be in really high demand. So I'm really excited about that. Jose said that Claude is 100% better at UI, but got to do it in phases for the best result. Yeah. So let's see what it does here. Let's go back to, yeah. So here's Claude. Oh, looks like we have some planning here being done. So we're gonna allow, whoa, what just happened? Whoa, just like froze up. All right, what was it? Okay, yeah, this was for the YouTube thumbnail generator. So let's check out, okay. So it just updated the API endpoints, and you'll see that for the YouTube thumbnail generator, it now has 2 API endpoints for that. It has thumbnails, so jobs and then detail, which is perfect. J35 asked, are you invested in any stocks? Yeah, so I come from a finance background, so I went to school for finance. I've been investing in stocks since I was 12 years old. I thought that's what I was gonna do with the rest of my life, but God took me in a different direction. But yeah, I'm still into stocks. I invest my money. Yeah, I think the stock market's up a bunch today, isn't it? Because the Fed rate's coming down. All right, sounds like our cursor is done. Let's check out that dashboard. It's better, but the spacing still doesn't look great. If you guys notice, it's like all clobbed together. All right, let's do that. Do you see how the sections like quick actions and recent activity are literally smudged up against each other? You need to take a look at this, and you actually need to add some margin between these sections. Also, please improve the mobile responsiveness of the dashboard. That's for you, Doom. Oh wait, actually, hold up. Let's stop that. Let's provide an image. Oh, we already did, I guess. MC Naveen asks, are we hearing the same music as you? Yeah, I'm listening to the same music as you guys are. Zuhaib asked, how about the first app that you made? How's it doing? Yeah, so Goalposts is the first app that we started building. We built it in 10 days and launched it on the iOS and Google Play Store. And it was the first thing that we started doing on this series of Vibe Coding an App Until I Make $1 Million. And that was the first thing that we did. Really what we're doing is, that's still in the background. It's released, it's out. It's not, I mean, you guys can see the revenue. It's not doing great, but the main reason that's not doing great is I haven't really put a lot of time and effort into the marketing of Goalpost. And the reason that I haven't is because I think that this view creator idea actually has way more potential. So that's where I'm focusing my effort right now. I think that you have to not get super connected to any one idea, because sometimes things change and you need to make a pivot. So if you're working on something, you need to know the difference between getting shiny object syndrome and like changing what you're working on every week versus having a great idea or releasing a product, learning something that is valuable, and then implementing what you learned on the next project. And I feel like that's what we're doing. Is I actually learned a lot from doing Goalpost, and we're now implementing a lot of what I learned into this project, because this project, I think that it's going to add a lot of value to people. Goalpost is more of like there's so many productivity apps, and I think it's going to be a really hard space to compete in. So I want to spend my time here. MC Naveen asked if I got the Instagram integration working. No, so I do want to get that working. As you guys can see, if I click connect socials, it just says coming soon. But there is an API. I have a meeting scheduled with the company next week to be able to have a business API so that people can actually connect their accounts. But this is coming soon. We haven't built this out yet. Also, if you guys are watching and you haven't already liked and subscribed, make sure that you support the channel by doing that. It's super appreciated. So thank you. Mr. Organics said that you are absolutely right. I have this main project, but have since turned the majority of my focus to the new app I'm building. Though still doing the marketing, of course. MC Naveen said, where do you market your SaaS? So yeah, so with View Creator, really what we want to do on this series is that I want to put $10,000 behind the marketing of a View Creator. So behind the scenes, I have a marketing strategy that I'm beginning to implement. I have a TikTok account, I have an Instagram account, I have a Facebook, I have obviously the domain, so we're gonna be doing Google marketing. I have YouTube, and then what else? I feel like I'm missing something. YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Google. I don't know if there's one I'm missing, but yeah, so I have accounts set up, I have ad accounts set up, and actually on Tuesday, just a couple days ago, I went to the bank and I set up the business bank account so that we could, I got an $18,000 line of credit, so we're gonna put some money behind this as soon as we launch, and I'm gonna be as transparent as possible with that. All right. So the dashboard's looking good now. I really like the look of this now. That looks good. It just matches the rest of the product well. Let's see how the responsiveness is doing. Oh, look at that, Doom. Look at the responsiveness. All right. So let's check out the tool here. It's still working. It's planning a large page rewrite right now. So it's going to do a large page rewrite for our thumbnail generator. And that's where all this functionality is going to get implemented, and we're going to be able to test it. Moonport asked, do you have a lot of pure coding experience, or are you fully vibe coding this? So I started programming about 6 years ago. I mainly got started with Python, and then I started getting much more into coding once AI got released. I got really serious once ChatGPT came out because I saw the potential that AI was going to have in software. So I actually dropped out of college and went into software full time. So I'm actually going to take a look. How is our website looking for mobile first development? Is a good question. So do F12 and go down. I think it looks pretty good on mobile. There's a couple things on the homepage that aren't actually accurate that we're going to need to change, but for now, just working on the UI, I think that's good for now. Zuhaib asked, when will View Creator go live? I'm expecting end of September or early October. All right, looks like it just deleted the YouTube generator page. Wow, so deleted that page because I believe it's going to make a adding new file via patch. Doom said that the recent activity should have a collapsible drop down on mobile, so it's not an endless scrolling. All right. Kel's just asked, do you have another app idea that you are planning to work on or start after you finish with View Creator? So guys, I'm actually so confident that this is going to work that I do not currently have any other app that I want to work on after View Creator, at least for the time being. I think that there's so much potential in this space that I think it's smartest if with this product, think about this. Think about how much demand there are for platform-specific AI tools for social media AI content generation. So, for example, if you go into YouTube, this is like, we haven't even made all these tools, but it's like 7 products in one. So if we can just create incredible amounts of value inside of one platform and then market it really well, really intelligently, then we're going to, I don't even know what's going to happen. But all I know is that this has tremendous potential, spectacular potential. Zuhaib asked, do you have a waitlist for View Creator? And if no, why not? So right now I do not have a waitlist because I do not have the AWS infrastructure hooked up yet. We're building so much MVP functionality right now that we're not ready to essentially build the logic for waitlisting. Maybe it may be a good idea to do that, but not yet. Rob said that he had no idea that you could do mobile view and browser, always just use simulators. Yeah. All right. All right, so here's recent activity. All right, how's our YouTube thumbnail generator? Still not in yet. All right, looks like we're still waiting on this. I will say, after we finish this with Codex, I'm gonna stop using Codex for the day. It's just being really slow. I feel like it was being faster yesterday, for whatever reason. You guys think I should build some sort of wait list? I mean, we can do that. Codex is very, very slow. All right, you guys think I should build a wait list? All right. Problem with the wait list is that if I want to do a wait list, I mean, I guess I could just do like form spree. I can just do form spree. Jose, I do a lot of planning. All right, let's think through a wait list. Let's start getting a wait list. You know, we can use form spree, I think, right? Okay. All right, we'll do form spree. I know that that's pretty easy to, really easy to get a form built. All right. I just got signed up for form spree. All right, so here's what form spree looks like. So click create new form. I gotta verify my email address. Okay. All right, so let's do an easy form, get it up. All right. All right, let's just put the Z said, are you going to advertise on Product Hunt? I could. Yeah. Yeah, well, I've got forms free on my end. I'm gonna hook this up. All right, and we're not gonna use Codex. It's just too slow right now. Please take a look at this form spree form. In the hero of the website, I need you to add a button that says join waitlist. And when they click join waitlist, it needs to launch a modal. In the modal, they should input information like their email to join the waitlist. All right. All right, we'll get that up, guys. If you're watching and you haven't already liked and subscribed, make sure you do so. All right, what did it ask me? Yes, I want you to build the waitlist functionality into the hero image on the website. The modal should ask for their first name and their email. Remove the start free trial and explore tools, or no. Add the button join waitlist to the hero. Jose said try using Codex in the terminal and that it's faster instead of using the extension. That's good to know. All right, let's check on our thumbnail generator here. All right, shoot. I think our thumbnail generator may be ready to test, guys. All right, let's see here. All right. Yeah, this needs to be fixed here. All right, we're not going to use... I'm so done using Codex. All right, I don't even want it. All right, we're done. We're done using Codex. No more. Cursor only. Please improve the styling of the modal where the users enter their prompt. Right now, the input for entering their prompt looks terrible. Please modernize it. All right. Yeah, I don't like the UI of the terminal coding. Okay, there we go. All right, that's at least better. Oh, video? Mode video? Are you kidding me? Hold up. I had it on video? Please note that thumbnails should only generate images. Right now there's a mode called video. Please remove this. Also, for now, faces and objects cannot be provided, or references or likeness. So just have the input be for the prompt, nothing else. Yeah, Codex missed. I mean, it did okay, but it took too long. I mean, we would have done that in like 10 minutes. Sinai G said, one God mode tips I managed to know when applying complex features or justification is telling it to apply it following industry standards. Thank me later, yeah. Yeah, or I like to say best practices. Moonport asked, do you make a new branch in Git for every cursor window or something like that? I don't, because you're able to just essentially, wow, that looks bad. You're able to do reverts and stuff. All right, that was really bad. Codex with a huge miss, to be honest. Huge miss on Codex there. Yeah, Codex with a huge miss. What do you guys think? You guys clicking on this? Morningstar in the Abyss said, what do you do if you run out of tokens? What do you mean, on Cursor or what? Fix the UI of the input. It should be more compact. Don't have the generate thumbnails button and the input for the prompt stacked on top of each other. Completely re-envision the styling. I've got the Ultra plan on Cursor, so I pretty much have unlimited AI use. Review the logic of thumbnail generation in the API. Right now it creates all these different variations, but it should only create 3 thumbnails to choose from, and they should be similar. Also, take a look at the system prompt that prompts the AI to generate the thumbnail and significantly improve it. So I'll show you guys, like, for example, on vidIQ. You know, if I go to vidIQ, you know, you're able to create thumbnails. So I was playing around with this, and it's okay. But, like, kind of goofy. Look at this one. That's so cringe. All right. If you guys are watching and haven't already liked and subscribed, make sure you do so. Waking Without Coffee, it was Foul AI. That's cool. Morningstar and the BS. That's cool. All right, let's check out how that form is doing. All right, join waitlist. All right, let's see if that worked. All right, that did work. All right, cool. Remove the start free trial button from the hero. Also, make sure that the join waitlist and explore tools buttons use the UI component. Or no, actually, I don't want to do that. All right, I'm going to use the restroom real quick, guys. I'll be right back. If you haven't already liked and subscribed, make sure you do so. All right, back. All right. All right, so join waitlist, that does work. I checked in form spree. Now let's go over to our thumbnail generator again, and let's see if that is working. So thumbnail generator. All right, first of all, I absolutely despise the styling of this, but let's just remove the existing run from the database. Don't want that. All right, refresh. That was awful. All right, here we go, guys. All right, so we wanted it to not generate like 9 variations. We only wanted 3. So let's see if this is able to do it. Oh my gosh, why is it doing 9 variations? It should not be generating 9 variations. It should only generate 3 options. Please review the code and figure out why it's doing 9 and remove this. It should generate 3. No, I entered this prompt, Doom. This is the prompt that I entered. I'm gonna fix this, but we just, we're in very early MVP. We just we gotta make small iterative improvements. I'm not happy with how it's working right now. We'll make small iterative improvements and we'll get there, guys. Oh, okay. That's actually, Dan just called out a really good point. He just said that it looks like 3 versions with 3 options. Yeah, you're right. That's a good catch. Wow, this music is fire. I want you to now improve the styling of the modal. Please take a look at it and think how you can improve the styling and add better branding to the modal. I'm going to give you guys a link to the music. That's a good idea, Moonport Media. Thank you. Dan, I've worked with Shadsan a little bit. Update the input for the prompt to look more like the second image, but do not include the options for video, faces, and objects reference or likeness, but please update the styling. Doom said that Shad CN is awesome if you set it up correctly. Yeah, that's what I've heard. I'm gonna grab a protein bar real quick. Grab more than just one bar, grab the whole box. These things are fire. 10 grams of protein, 1 gram of sugar. And it tastes amazing. No. Elevation. Jose, I have not. Yeah, G35, I think so. It's missing right now. I mean, it's creating 9 variations. Let's open up Tracer. Oh. Oh, whoa. Make the create button more professional. Center the describe your thumbnail idea. Make it more compact and professional and modern. And follow the theme of the dashboard. All right, finally. Yeah, J35, that's a good point. Thanks, Moonport. J35. Drawing your app on paper. I used to do that. A little wireframe. Not very good drawing, but if you guys are watching, haven't already liked and subscribed, make sure you do so. I mean, yeah. You know what I did? I actually snuck one by us, I think, guys. Look at this. It definitely still has 9 variations. So this is the prompt, the system prompt. You guys can pause and read it. It's not that great. Like, that is not a good enterprise level prompt. So I think what we need to do is we need to go over to ChatGPT and we need to use the ChatGPT Pro. Right now, this is the system prompt that is being used for thumbnail generation. This is not an enterprise grade prompt for this product. When people use this product, they expect good thumbnails that use an enterprise level system prompt to create the best thumbnails using AI. You need to help me create an enterprise grade prompt to create the best thumbnail possible. All right, and then what we're gonna do is we're gonna go and we are going to go up to the API and I'm gonna drop everything in. And this is the ChatGPT 5 Pro. So, I mean, we'll see. I'll drop in the actual code here. Hopefully that'll help. Please review this in depth and create an enterprise grade system prompt for our YouTube thumbnail generation. All right. So that's thinking. Would you please improve the styling of this modal? Better branding, better modern styling, better animation effects. J35, that's hilarious. Insufficient credits. Watch this, guys. What do we got? We got credits. Oh, wait. Actually, I need to make sure that that pops up the credit thing. Hold up. There's really a modal that we have for this. Update this so that if the user reaches an insufficient credits problem, that it launches the modal for this. And then I think somewhere in here. I know what happens on the agent page. Is it in common? Where is it? Buy credits. All right, here. ChatGPT Pro, still thinking. So we'll build a really good enterprise grade prompt. You know, it's like maybe you use GPT-5 Pro because, you know, hey, Cursor can't create that good of a prompt. You know, you need a better model that Cursor's for programming. There we go. All right, let's get a lot of them. Oh. What? Oh, we're gonna have to update the functionality on that. Hold up. All right, just bought 500. Dan said that GPT-5 Pro is O3 Pro, I believe, as GPT-5 is a router in itself. Yeah. Yeah, they released GPT-5 and in reality it was just like an auto. They could have just added the auto option. So like we have a new model that we're really excited to share with you guys today. Yeah, I do. I noticed that as well. To fix that bug, what we're going to have to do is we're just going to have to drop this in. And then we're going to go to the credits page. Where is credits? Right here. The buy credits modal currently does not actually work. Take a look at the index.tsx page where you can see the functionality that it needs to implement, which is when the user clicks buy, that it actually launches a Stripe checkout session. Please look at how the index.tsx file does this and implement the associated logic into the buy credits modal as well. Doom, is that true? That OpenAI has a better model in-house? I need to call him up. Call up my good old buddy Sam. It's been leaked by OpenAI, wow. All right, let's check if it's still creating 9 variations. It's got 9, 9, and 9. All right. Also, something that we need to do is we need to test that bug that we found. So I'm going to deplete my user credits down to 0. All right. So I refresh, I'm at 0. Let's run a test. Fail. And then do buy. And then that. Yep. All right. So we fixed that bug. Back. Perfect. Improve the front end UI of the thumbnail page here. It doesn't need to say variation 1, variation 2, variation 3, or aspect ratio 16:9, or have video or open on it. Users already know this. Also, it doesn't need to have the pixel dimensions on it. Users know this. Also, don't show the entire prompt all at once. It should be truncated, one singular line, show more button to see the full prompt. Also, don't show the job ID or the mode. Show more of the image, though. For each image, expand this. Check out the screenshot. I really like how this other company did it. Yeah, I saw that Elon was hyping up Grok. June said that the meta glasses are a huge flop. Yeah, I was not a fan. I saw the Zuck. He was getting pissed off on that he had a demo that went bad. He was like, "I'm now accepting a call from," I forget what the guy's name was, but he literally, it's a video on X. Here, let's see if we can find it on YouTube. Alright, here it is. Alright. Yeah, watch this. Wait, hold on. Let me stop this other music. Alright, watch this, guys. This is so funny.
Video call.
There we go. Uh-oh. Well, let's see what happened there. That's too bad. I don't know what happened. Okay, there's the actual video call. All right. I'm just gonna pick that up with my neural band. This is, you know, it happens.
He's so pissed.
Yeah, let's. What do you think? Let's just go ahead and.
WhatsApp video call.
I bet he's fuming.
Try it again. I keep on messing this up. And if not,
Oh, volume's too low.
Go for the less fun option. Okay.
Here, I'll replay it.
Yeah, let's. What do you think? Let's just go ahead and.
WhatsApp video call.
All right. Try it again. I keep on messing this up. And if not, then we'll go for the less fun option. Okay. I don't know what to tell you guys. All right.
That sucks. Yeah, what do you guys think of that? Let's turn it down. Excuse me. All right. All right, our UI is looking better. Yeah. He's thinking about every employee that he's about to fire. I mean, think about when the Cybertruck with the window, the Cybertruck window. Allow users to click on the images and not have it redirect to the URL, but instead expand the image to look at it better. All right, that's good. Rhythm and Rhyme, how's it going? Welcome to the stream. What do you think, guys? Is this gonna be a hit thumbnail? All right, let's see what our enterprise level prompt looks like. All right, let's try this. Let's open up this. Let's go to our service, find the system prompt. It's right here. Oh, here. So here's why it's doing the subtle variations. And then let's do keep all here. Integrate this prompt into the service for thumbnail generation. Also, please note that right now a total of 9 images are being created because for each image that you create, it's creating variations. I literally only want 3 images generated total. So please update the logic so that it only generates 3 images total. Also, right now it's not creating the aspect ratio is incorrect. So if you look at the screenshot, you'll see that it's creating a square image still. So please look at the documentation and figure out what's wrong here and make sure that the aspect ratio is fixed to be 16:9 for the thumbnail. All right. Oops. Just killed the music. Hold up. Schweba, I'm liking Codex. I'm not using it right now because it was a little bit slow today. I was using Medium and it took like 30 minutes on one prompt. So I just decided it's like, hey, sometimes it's better to iterate quickly than, essentially gamble on, a better, more intelligent model to do something that's going to take longer. Sometimes it's better to just kind of iterate. So we're using Cursor right now for the rest of the stream. Jose, that sounds exciting. Here we go. Create a thumbnail for my video vibe coding with GPT-5 Codex. Please now help me integrate the logic to be able to add in reference images so that the thumbnails are able to be essentially, like, let's say I'm a creator. I want to be able to add in reference images so that the thumbnail creator can actually reference other thumbnails that are on my channel so that it knows what I'm looking to create. So please integrate this logic for image uploads so that the AI is able to reference other images during its thumbnail generation. Please review the logic and properly add this integration and update the front end to allow me to upload an image as well along with my prompt. We should have done that from the start. Schweba, I don't know. I'm still waiting. I had a really good coding session yesterday, and I was using GPT-5 Codex Low, and I had a really good session with that. And I was working on UI mostly, and I did a really good job. But today it missed today. I don't know if that's because they're struggling with the speeds or what's going on, but I would say that Cursor is better for now. But yesterday I was only using Codex, so. That's, can change. If you guys are watching and haven't already liked the video, make sure you do so. Also subscribe if you haven't already. Yeah, it's true, Doom. With Fitbit. Oops. On this page, remove the Get Started button and replace it with a Start Free Trial button. Also, please re-envision the styling of the... that's actually pretty good. Alright, so we got Codex here. Alright, let's see here. So it says that this is done now. So let's go to Dashboard, Platform Tools, YouTube Thumbnail Generator. Please add a better styling for the area where the user actually enters their prompt. Right now it says describe your thumbnail idea centered, and I can barely even tell that it's an input field. Also, I don't like the fact that it's centered. It should be kind of like left, centered left. Shaluka just asked, GPT-5 High Codex is good for deep bugs. Yeah, I think it is. All right, let's go over here. We really should be using GPT-5 Low for this. If you guys are just tuning in, haven't already liked and subscribed, make sure you do so. Really helps support the channel, and I really appreciate it. All right, let's do /model. Change the model we want to use. I'm gonna use Codex Low, yeah. When it's on dark mode, for like the button Start Free Trial, it should have white text on that Start Free Trial button, not black text. I'll let you know in a second, Jose. I just started using it, so I'm not sure yet. All right, let's see if this works yet. Here, boom, boom. Okay, that looks better. All right, let's see. Oops. Take a look at the front-end logic. Please make sure that it actually uploads and then displays the image that is being uploaded with the prompt when they're creating the thumbnail. Right now I tried to upload the thumbnail and it said 0 of 1 uploaded. I don't know why this happened. It should essentially have a rendering effect or an animation effect and then actually upload to the S3 bucket and then be able to display the URL. Or not display the URL. All right, let's see here. Go back to here. All right, nice. Yeah, it seems, Jose, it does seem like it is faster. All right, nice. Take a look at the carousel cards. Right now there's a lot of wrapping and the cards don't all look great. Could you please review it and improve the styling of these cards? Also, the cards should be clickable, so take a look at that functionality and integrate it correctly. Even if the card is coming soon, it should always be clickable. All right. Let's see here. Make it so that I can easily drag and drop images into the prompt area for the YouTube thumbnail generator. All right, so I'm making this clickable, but one problem that we have is that, oh yeah, multiple problems. Every card should be the same size. Truncate. I don't know if I should truncate. Like, some of the titles are really long. That's fine. Every tool is different. It doesn't have to be the same size. All right, we got Codex open, we got Cursor open, working on multiple things at once. I'm gonna use the restroom real quick, guys. I'll be right back. If you haven't already liked and subscribed, make sure you do so. And then we'll test this when I get back. All right, let's get to testing this. All right, go here, platform tools, YouTube, thumbnail generator. All right, create the thumbnail for day 34. All right, oh man. I don't think it was able to, this is actually looking good. We're making progress. The UI is looking better. This is the first time we tested it since we updated the prompt. I don't think that the reference image was actually uploaded is the only issue. I don't think it was. So we may need to actually build the logic at the database level. So we'll take a look at that. Wait, oh my gosh. The logic of image uploading is not working correctly. Please assist me. I think we may need to actually update this at the entity level. We need to add a new column in the thumbnail generator job entity. So take a look at the entities in both the database and the API and add the new column to add reference images. They allow them to add more than one reference image. Don't worry about the migrations, I'll handle the migration. For now, just update the entities, adding in this new reference images column, and then take a look at the API functionality. Right now, when I try to upload the image, it still is not working, so please look at that functionality as well. The drag and drop works, but it never actually shows me the image on my end that I've dropped in this image. So take a look at this functionality, update the entity, and then update the API respectively. If you guys are just tuning in, we're working on our thumbnail generator right now. If you haven't already liked and subscribed, make sure you do so. Help support the channel. Yeah, sure, J35. No, but the problem is that I can't even do... I mean, is the problem that I can't even add reference images in the Nano Banana? I mean, wait, give me 1 second, guys. Like, what was that model that we looked at earlier? Wait, hold up. Explorer. Maybe we need to use something like this, like Flux Pro. Let's try this, guys. Maybe we need to use an image-to-image model. Oh, wow. Well, that freaking works. Is the problem that maybe the issue that we've been having? Oh, J35, okay. Okay. Alright, so let's try that. So, no, I don't see anywhere where I can even enter that stuff. Like, is the problems that we're having, you know, and this is actually a big deal, you know, maybe the problems that we're having is that the things that we're asking for don't actually exist. Oh, well, the aspect ratio, you can see this. We're asking for this aspect ratio. But why is it not actually giving me the aspect ratio of that, you know? Oh, near model name on top? Oh, image. Oh, no, it says image editing. Oh, okay. Oh. I mean, this model, this Flux Pro, was really good. But maybe what we're doing wrong, and actually this relates to the entire project as a whole, because, hey, we have this text to image. Maybe we're using the text to image, because if you look at requests, you can see all the requests to this, right? Now, if you switch it to image editing, I don't have any requests for the image editing. You guys see what I mean? So maybe a problem that we have is that text to image. With text to image, you're unable to upload any references. Yeah, J35 said, so your app is calling the text to image, not image editing. Jose said, low-key, you could have presets in your web app for the type of thumbnails you want users to create. Have them use a certain preset, then use that image preset to create thumbnails they want similarly. That's a good idea. That's a really good idea. Yeah. So instead of having this text to image where it can go all over the place, maybe we have presets. That's a great idea. Okay. Let's say create the thumbnail for day 60. Revenue is now 1,000. That's a prediction. Okay, run. All right, so create the thumbnail for day, or I should have said day 60, but I just said 60. They'll probably understand. Let's see. Oh, wow. That will. Guys, this works. Oh my gosh, that's so good. Hold up, we're gonna get on our feet. We gotta get some energy flowing in here because we just made a big discovery. Okay, first of all, thank you chat. Thank you J35. Thank you Jose. All right, so this works. So, all right. Okay. I've got idea. The ideas are flowing, guys. The ideas are flowing. So, wow, it's fire. I mean, look at this. And then, okay, hold up. All right, so here's the difference. Yeah, thank you, chat. Okay. So let's figure out what endpoint are we calling right now. I think we're just calling the normal, because if we go to text to image, I mean, let's just do a quick Control F here and do this. So yeah, the thumbnail generator is calling this. Okay. So yeah, so what we could do is we could make it so that users can drop in their own reference image, or they can pick from a preset. So first of all, we need to generate presets. Okay. All right, so let's go over here. Let's do a new chat with thinking. Think deeply about what types of thumbnails succeed on YouTube, and help me think through, for example, what template types succeed on YouTube. Help me think through what type of presets succeed on YouTube, and help me come up with 10 different names and themes for different presets that I could offer users in a YouTube thumbnail generator. Please be very descriptive in the details of these presets / templates. All right, so we're gonna work on a couple things here. First thing that we need to do is, all right, so we did add this. Please note that we need to shift our model that we're using from the fal-ai/nano-banana to the following. All right, thank you, chat. Everybody, if you haven't already liked and subscribed, make sure you do so. We are going to get this because around here, listen, around here, we don't give up. We do not give up. We keep going. Simple as that. Okay, so yeah, J35, I like that. I agree with you. We're gonna have to think through that. All right, let's see what ChatGPT came up with. All right, which one is it? This one here? All right, let's just create this. How do I change the aspect ratio? Come on. Can I not change the aspect ratio on... I literally think that for... That doesn't make any sense. Can I not change the aspect ratio on this? I can obviously change the aspect ratio on this. Wait, it was on here. Guys, I don't know if you can even change the aspect ratio on Nano Banana. It's all 1024 by 1024. You guys notice that? Yeah, J35, I noticed that. I was all using text to image. All right, so yeah. using Nano Banana with Fal AI, am I able to change the aspect ratio, or is it only possible to generate images that are 1024 by 1024? Well, I feel like we already have our answer because... No, J35, that doesn't work. You can't describe the aspect because, like, something that I haven't understood is that we're sending the aspect ratio. So, for example, if I go to request here and I go to text to image, look at this. I requested, look, output must be perfectly framed, 16:9, 1028 by 720, and then even I passed in the aspect ratio 16:9 here, right? And then look at this. That's a 1024 by 1024. 100%. That's 1024 by 1024. And we had the same problem. Look, I passed it here and I passed it in the prompt. So I'm starting to think that Nano Banana can only generate 1024 by 1024 is what I believe. Because look at this. Look at this. First of all, let's check ChatGPT. Look at this. Okay, short answer. With Nano Banana on Fal, you can't set a custom aspect ratio right now. The API only exposes prompt num images in output prompt format and returns a square image. Guys, we are breakthrough after breakthrough. Are you kidding me? Breakthrough, breakthrough, breakthrough. We've been doing it incorrectly. Okay, so guys, I don't think we can use Nano Banana. I mean, that's just the simple, why would we be using Nano Banana? This is why we integrated with Fal in the first place, so that if we wanted to be able to change to different models, we could, and we can easily do it with Fal. So I don't think that we can use Nano Banana because it only generates 1024 by 1024. But look at this one, Flux Pro. So this one, if you click more, you can easily change the aspect ratio here. And this is pretty good. We already did test it with this one. I mean, this one's 4 cents, so it's just barely, it's a tenth of a penny more expensive than Nano Banana. Let's see if it, so let's just use this. Let's just use, is Flux Pro good? I mean, we already tested it. It looks good to me. I mean, we'll double check it, but here, let's drop this in. Here, let's remove this. All right, and then we'll change to PNG and then select aspect ratio 16:9 and then run that. Oh wait, okay, now we're good. All right, Eric said that he likes Flux Pro. And let's see here. Oh, whoa. That was not good. That was a miss. Big miss. Yeah, J35, I agree. Okay, well that was a miss, for sure. What did we use a second ago? We just used one a minute ago that was image to image. It was an image to image model. Which one was it? Best image models. It was this one right here. It's this one. No, it was the same one we just used. Hold up. Was that just like a one-off mistake? Enhance prompt. Whoa. Huge miss. What the heck? This was just working. I mean, yeah, maybe a little vague, but this is what a user would input on our end, you know? So that's not good. Like, for example, wait, for image editing over on Nano Banana, what happened when we inputted our 16:9 image? So if we go back to that request, this was a really good request. What wasn't this? This stayed. Isn't this 16:9? Isn't this 16:9? I mean, we can test it in Canva. Let's see. Maybe it stays 16:9. So, for example, if you guys see what I'm saying, like, let's just download this real quick. I think if you pass in something that already is 16:9. Wait, here, let's just do this. We'll just overlap it. Then it generates something that is 16:9. I mean, that's definitely not square. You know? That's, I mean, pretty close. Maybe not quite, but very close. So maybe you can make it so that, you know, when users enter reference images, that it is 16:9. You know what I'm saying? All right, we were generating those presets. Do you guys remember that? I don't know where that went, but we need to do that as well as we're doing all this. Let's go to context here, and let's do text to image, and then what the heck? Where did our presets go that we were working on? Here they are. Nah, NS, I think if we just create more so like themed templates for thumbnails, I think that's a better idea. All right, so then we'll do 16:9, and then let's run this, see what it creates. Oh my gosh, this is so funny. I mean, that is a YouTube thumbnail that you would see, you know? Yeah, J35, I think that's... Yeah. J35, I agree. Usually J35 does not miss, so... think we updated this already, right? All right, I think we're good to now at least try this. I don't want to web scrape because that's just another step in the process. I think we should create presets where users can actually essentially, you know, select from templates. All right, cool. All right, so now let's go over here. Take a look now at the thumbnail generation logic and make sure that it is using this model for thumbnail generations. Mo, what's up? Mo, I would suggest Cursor Agent right now. Codex is unreliable in terms of speed, but they'll probably get that figured out. Long term, I think Codex is probably going to finish ahead. But every tool has its own benefits and drawbacks for sure. If you guys are just watching, you haven't already liked and subscribed, make sure you do so. Appreciate the support. All right. When the user drags and drops an image over the input area here, it should actually upload the image to S3 and include it as the reference image in the prompt to the backend. And after they upload it, it should show it to the user. So it should upload the image and then return the URL to show to the user that that's the image that they're uploading with their prompt as reference. All right, guys, I think we're getting close. All right, let's go, guys. We're getting close. We're getting close. It's heating up in here. It's heating up. All right. Says that it works now. Let's see. Let's put it to the test. Nice. That's exactly what we wanted. Great! Exclamation point. That did work. But please now improve the styling so that the image is uploaded and it shows inside of the input area, not outside like it did here. Let's go, guys. We're getting this. It's only 1 p.m. We still got an hour left. We're gonna get this. All right, there it is right there. Please now create the thumbnail for day 70. Revenue is 2,000. All right, let's go. Let's go. All right, guys, here it is. This is a big moment. Everybody, if you like the music that we're listening to, this is all thanks to Rainmaker OS. He actually just commented on the stream. I just want to give him a shout out. He makes this music using AI, and I really like it. So go sub to him if you guys like the music. All right, well, that did not work, unfortunately. Guys, how's this thumbnail gonna do? Doesn't make any sense. Okay, so let's check out the logs in FAL here and see, hey, what happened? It doesn't look, oh, it doesn't look like it went to this endpoint. Which one did it go to? Did it go to, let's check if it went to this one again. Oh, it went to the text to image one again. Okay, we're good. The thumbnail generation went to the incorrect FAL AI model. It went to the Nano Banana model, not the Nano Banana edit model. Find out why this happened and fix it so that it goes to the Nano Banana edit model. All right. Actually, guys, you know something that, the reason that, you know, we've made a lot of progress today because I've learned a lot. You know, to have the FAL AI playground is important because you can almost like debug a little bit in this, you know? All right. All right, let's try it again. All right, so let's see if that request goes to the right place now. Requests. Wait, that's not the correct model. All right, I'm gonna use the restroom real quick, guys. I'll be right back. All right, back. Yeah, seriously, J35. All right, so it's definitely not going to the model. Let's take a look at the, I think it may be just that it's defaulting to this in the backend. So let's take a look at the entities. Because this is still obviously not going to that correct model. Look, refresh. Yeah. I think it's because, let's collapse this. Please remove the default for the model being selected. Remove the default from the entity. All right, so for example, let's go into PG admin and let's just delete all of the, I'm gonna pull up the YouTube generator jobs and let's just remove all these. Let's delete all of them and then let's run this command again. I'm gonna copy this real quick though. I'm about to use it again. All right, so now if I refresh this, they're all gonna be gone. And then let's just go here. Create. So it may have been something related to do with the defaults. Still no. Where in the code base is it setting the model? All right, we're just gonna manually update this because something is just like not right. I mean, I think it's, I'm not friggin'. All right, file service. Nano banana edit. I mean, it's falling back. Oh, it's... I no longer want the YouTube generator to use the FAL AI service generate image function. I actually want the YouTube thumbnail generator service to define its own functions to integrate with FAL, and I want it to integrate with this model and not import or use any FAL service. I actually just want it to define and integrate with FAL inside of the service itself and define its own functions respectively. Please look at the existing functionality and refactor the code. Alright guys, may have discovered the problem. So we're using the FAL AI service, which is, genuinely a best practice, but it's possible that, hey, we're using this generate images function And hey, we don't even want to use that anyway, because we're going to have a bunch of different image generation logic in our application, and they're not all going to be using similar functionality. So let's just define it in the YouTube generator itself, and we'll do it that way. Let's go, guys. I don't believe in defeat, so we're gonna keep on going. Oh, J35, that's cool. Yeah, I mean, an idea that I have, and this kind of goes to show the scalability that I think View Creator does have, is that ultimately, let's say that the project got legs. Let's say that we got up to something like $50,000 a month in annual or monthly recurring revenue, right? Which isn't that difficult to do. Let's say we got to that point. We could get VC money, and we could build AI agents that actually manage the entire content generation process. And you could do the background music, you could do the voiceovers, you could do the videos, you could do obviously the images, and I do think that that's possible, and I think it's early in the game. So I just want to stick to this project because I'm really passionate about it for whatever reason. I really believe in this. So. Yeah, I mean, the music that we're listening to right now is AI generated by Rainmaker OS. He commented, because I told him, I mean, it's so good. I was like, how did you generate this? And he told me that he used like an N8N workflow, which is pretty impressive, to be honest. All right. All right, let's see how it works. Didn't fail. That's good. Yeah, Rob, that's very true. I haven't tried that image edit model. Guys, what is going on? So if we go to PG admin, we can see, because I know for a fact, obviously that did not use the image edit model, obviously. So we literally log in here, so it's still using Nano Banana. All right, let's look at the code, guys. Right here. Fix these errors. Guys, I know it's wrong. I know it's wrong. I think once we fix these errors, it'll refresh the dev server and it'll work. All right, now let's try it. Oh. Please fix this. Guys, what do you think about this thumbnail? Oh my gosh. All right. Come on. Please update the code respectively. Thanks, J35. All right, so if I go to Nano Banana, the schema. Nacho, yeah, we have a Discord. J35 has the link. Thank you. J35, always one step ahead of me. Let me tell you. Hey, Eagle. Welcome to the stream. We're using Cursor because it's faster. And we were using Codex earlier in the stream, and it was taking a little bit too long, so we changed it up. Also, right now, I've been working in this chat for a while, so I want the history in this chat for sure. All right. Let's say create the thumbnail for day 70. Revenue is at 1,500 or 1,509. Let's give it a little challenge here. All right, and we'll use this one. All right, it went through. All right, guys, this is the moment of truth. Moment of truth, guys. Moment of truth. Moment of truth. We've been working for over 3 hours. Are we gonna have some success? Oh my gosh, we did it, guys. Let's go! Let's go! Are you kidding me? Let's go! Everybody, like, subscribe. Let's go. We finally did it. Oh my gosh. Thank you, God. All right. Wow. And you know what's even better is that we learned so much during the process. We learned a ton. Shout out to J35. Shout out to Jose. Thank you guys for the call outs. Wow. Oh, let's go. Wow. Okay. Okay. All right. So now let's think through presets. Wow, that feels great, guys. And it was the right sizing too. So some things that we learned, just to reiterate, Nano Banana does not allow you to integrate the aspect ratio. The only way to get the aspect ratio or to set it is so that you, like, let's say you put in a 16:9, you're going to get a 16:9 out. Like for example, let's test this out. Let's input this here. Let's add in the download functionality now. Please now add a download icon on each image to easily allow users to download each variation of the image. All right, J35 said try it with some famous YouTubers' thumbnails just to test. Okay, let's go to friggin' Mr. Beast or something. All right, we'll take this one. All right, do this. All right, screenshot this. We'll upload it. Alright, so I said update this so that it goes from day 1 to 365. Also remove the timestamps in the bottom right corner. Yeah. Pretty good. Right now, clicking the download icon redirects me to the URL of the image. Please fix this. I actually want it to just download the image onto the user's computer. Thanks, Nacho. The container that holds the image. Wait. What do you mean? Like... Wait, what do you mean, Jose? Man, it feels good to get a win, doesn't it? And we learned so much. Like now the knowledge, honestly, the knowledge is more of a, it's a bigger deal than the actual feature itself. Wow, this is amazing, guys. Let's go. Wait, Jose, you're gonna have to, so this right here, make this transparent? Because when the image is smaller, the container transparent would make it look better. J35 said, I had a thought, imagine we had logic, so instead of telling it to generate thumbnail, it automatically generates thumbnail for next day on day change, but won't change our revenue. Yeah, that's a good idea. Oh, shoot. Okay. Okay, I see what you mean. Okay, yeah, we'll do that. When the user is viewing the image, please make the background container transparent. I actually don't want to see it. I just want to see the image, not a container. This is, guys, this is huge. This is just huge. This is amazing. If you guys haven't already liked and subscribed, now is the time to do that. Let's go. All right, let's see it. All right. All right, so let's like try going here. All right, so for example, here is what we created. Guys, want to see what I used to look like? This is when I was a corporate finance bot. What do you guys think? This is when I used to be a corporate finance bot. This is me, corporate finance bot. This is the path I was on. What do you guys think? Corporate finance bot, that's what they looks like. That right there is a corporate finance bot. Thanks, guys. All right. So yeah, I think J35 had a pretty good idea. We do need to figure out how to integrate the logic of faces and objects. So something that vidIQ has that I really like is that you're able to actually integrate these faces. I don't even know how they got these faces. I think it just automatically took it from like pictures that I dropped in. Look at this one. That one's hilarious. you know, I think that's a good feature. I don't want to get too ahead of ourselves now. This is a good place. Let's push our code now. Yeah, let's deploy this to GitHub. Yeah, let's deploy this real quick. Yes. Boom. We're using, Zuhaib, we're using Nano Banana Edit. So what we figured out is that earlier in the stream, we were using Nano Banana, and what we realized is that you actually have to use Nano Banana Edit to be able to get the functionality that we wanted. So, pretty cool. So guys, pretty much, you know, I just want to talk for a second. You know, we just deployed our code. So I want to mention that, you know, this product is able to scale because of the space that it's in and how this space is evolving. So like I said in the video yesterday, prices are coming down, quality is going up, and also speeds are going up. So imagine when you can ask for an image to be created and it gets created in 1 second. Right now, you know, it takes like 30 seconds. But in the future, it's going to be able to create it very, very quickly with very high quality and with consistency and low cost. So I want to be in this space. We're going to have all sorts of other tools that we're going to be working on over the next couple days. I think that, yeah, J35 said maybe you can already swap face with prompt in your app. Yeah, I think we could. There's a couple things that I want to think about before we move forward onto more functionality. With everything that we've learned, I don't want to continue building more features right now. I kind of want to take a little bit of a step back, take some time to myself to think through, hey, how are we going to implement the ability so that I can just add in objects and faces. And there's a couple other features that I want to think through as well. So I'm going to end the stream for today, guys. This was a great stream. Thank you to all of you again for your help and for just being active in chat, because you guys genuinely did help me today and we learned a lot together and we're moving forward together. So as always, have a great rest of your day, and I will be live on Saturday. And Saturday and Sunday, we're going to have a really long stream. I'm going to continue to make progress with this offline, but I think the best thing to do for now is to just take a step back, think through the best approach moving forward with everything that we learned in this stream, and then attack it